with double-strength glass. That's more insulation. Call today for a free in-home estimate and take a peek through our windows.
We have been your birding station this week. I mean, I can say that without reservation. Welcome back. We've got this segment called Hot Pod. Imagine our excitement when we found out that it can work right in with our birding segment, right? So there's this podcast that aims to basically show you how birding is for everyone. And they're here for the keynote for the Birding Week. We're getting to know Dexter Patterson and Jason Hall, the voices behind the podcast called Bird Joy. What a great name for a podcast, too. So, all right, so first of all, Dexter, you're the Wisco Birder.
Correct.
So, Wisconsin birder?
Wisconsin, based in Madison, Wisconsin.
Okay, and you're the bearded birder?
The Birding Beardsman.
The Birding Beardsman. Okay, there we go. So, first of all, how did you guys both get into birding? I mean, what's your birding history?
You know, it's, I've always liked birds. I told people that as a little kid, I always liked the birds, but I never gave them the attention they deserved until I got a little older. My grandfather was a birder, and he used to always tell us, just pay attention. And I tell people I've been birding for 20 years now, and that's still the best advice I've ever gotten from anybody in regards to birding is just pay attention, because it's amazing what we see when we just pay attention.
How about you? How'd you get into it?
I had an amazing teacher in high school, Dr. DeSena, and he took us outside my senior year and had us sketching birds first thing in the morning for an environmental science course, and I fell in love with the creatures that I was noticing that I hadn't noticed for all 4 years of high school in the same park that I walked through every morning.
It's really amazing. So I'm a new birder, okay? I'm gonna bring it down real quick in that you have a grief and birding episode that just touched me very much. Mm-hmm. And I had a similar situation. I lost someone, and then I started, it just really helped me through. I didn't realize how it could help you feel better. So talk about how bird and joy come together for this podcast.
Yeah, that's what we try to center no matter what, whether it's the work that people are doing, but the joy is what keeps people coming back. And I think a lot of people over time, they may become a little too competitive on birding, or they start focusing on like the photography part of it, and they lose that feeling of the first time you see a bird, which is called a lifer. Right? And they lose that excitement. And I think some people wish that they could get back to that. And that was one thing that we talked about when we started saying, hey man, let's create something together and center it around the joy, because birds make you so happy. They make me so happy. And I was like, we gotta just share this with more people.
Can you help me understand, you said it's competitive. What is competitive about birding?
One major facet of birding is called listing, and that's seeing as many species as you possibly can in a particular region or a time frame, like a year, right? There's something in the United States called the Big Year. It's a movie about it a few years ago. And so a lot of people that come here, they just want to see as many bird species as they possibly can, right? Well, it's competitive because you want to see more than the next person and the next person.
My list's bigger than yours.
Sounds personal. Sounds very personal here.
It is. But as part of our approach is to say, hey, you don't need to add that pressure to yourself all the time. That's just one facet of birding. There's mindful birding. There's birding to heal. Right? There's birding by ear. There's just birding for joy in general. So whether you're here looking for all 37 species of warbler, or you're in your backyard just enjoying that nice spring American goldfinch, both of those things are birding.
I love that. Mm-hmm. So when it comes to the Bird Joy podcast, we don't need to start in the beginning. We can kind of talk about like the podcast itself. Who is it for, and where should we start?
It's for everybody. I always tell people birding is for everyone, even you. So no matter who you are, and that's what we really want to do. But we also have a focus of really trying to center the voices of black and brown birders that are out there doing amazing work, because a lot of times people in underrepresented groups don't think birding is for them.
They think it's for old ladies.
Like old white guys.
Wait a minute. I resemble that remark, Dexter.
That's the best thing, though. I'm the newbie. I'm the one that's
show everybody out there. It is for everybody. And you see that at our events, at our birding clubs. Like, we bring people from all walks of life together. And I think right now, we need that more than ever. I always say birding isn't always about the birds, and most of it is about the community, right?
It really is. And the Black Swamp Bird Observatory and the biggest week in American birding, they really this year have trying to put a concerted effort into bringing more people in that don't know about this event. Like Dexter and I just did an outing with Chase STEM School and Academy, and we took some kids out in the Manhattan Marsh, right? And they're doing their own birding projects. They're doing their own podcasts, right? So it really fits the vibe of the Bird Joy podcast to come here and be able to express that.
So your keynote, I mean, you guys are fancy. You're the keynote speakers of this big situation. What's the keynote? What are you trying to kind of get home for people when they come to hear you guys talk?
So tonight I will be giving a keynote called Bird Joy for All. And the message behind that is there is so much joy waiting for you out there. Go get you some, right? Like, go get you some of that.
YouTube, right?
Yeah,
you got some great videos.
go get you some of that.
Yeah.
And I always say because it's free, and if it's free, it's me. You know, like,
We're on the same plane, Dexter. We're on the same plane. I'm feeling his energy right now. Is there one? And again, I don't know much. She's much more into it than I am. Is there one for both of you that it's kind of like the white whale? We're talking birds that you're like, oh, I want to see this.
Yeah, he saw it though.
The Kirtlands.
Yeah.
Yes, there's a warbler that's been here called a Kirtland's warbler. They're the rarest warbler essentially that we have. And there's been one up at the McGee Marsh on the Estuary Trail for a few days. Yeah. It's very sparse and only nests in these jack pine forests up north. So
did your heart rate go up when you saw, or did it calm
It did.
down? Okay.
It did.
Okay.
I saw it, but I needed to get a picture, and I did, and then I could kind of return to stasis. Yeah.
Okay. So if you're not going to the event, we do want everyone to know Bird Joy Podcast. Where can we find it?
Anywhere, wherever you listen to your podcast, you can find us. We just launched season 3 a couple weeks ago. Last week we had Dr. J. Drew Lanham on, who is just an amazing human being and birder, ecologist, distinguished professor at Clemson University. Very powerful conversation, but wherever you listen to your podcast, you can find us.
It's much more than the birds. I mean, it really is. I was quite amazed. Thank you, guys.
Thank you for having us.
I know you've got kind of a busy week here and a lot of things going on because the Bird Week's still going strong for those interested in making the